Thank you for taking the time to be here with us. Breast cancer is something that impacts so many people, but imagine getting a diagnosis of stage 0. What exactly does that mean? Do you have it? Do you not? So happy to have Dr. Naughton with St. Francis Healthcare Systems with us today. Sir, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
And I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. Whenever you hear people say stage 0, do you find them being a little confused, surprised around that diagnosis?
Absolutely. It's not something that's in the common parlance when we talk about cancer. In the oncology world, of course it is. And the good news is stage 0 is the earliest stage of breast cancer that we detect. So it can be a little confusing and people aren't quite sure what it means. But in terms of situations on prognosis, it's probably the best breast cancer diagnosis we can give.
So even though it is a cancer diagnosis, it's probably the best case scenario, right?
Absolutely. Highly curable, has low risk for any significant problems down the road, and is often treated with relatively easy treatments.
What are the 3 grades?
So grades are graded 1, 2, or 3, and that's a description essentially of how aggressive the tumor looks under the microscope. Grade 1 is low grade, 2 intermediate, and 3 high, and the behavior tracks with that. So grade 3 tumors have a little bit higher, more aggressive biology. Grade 1 tumors less so.
Okay, and whenever folks are going through this, what's your tip of advice for them?
Well, I mean, they want to work closely with their healthcare team, follow their guidance, make sure they're listening to everything they're being told, often having some help with them to help them digest and see what they're dealing with, because they're going to have to make some decisions about how they want to handle their diagnosis.
And talk about the advancement in technology, too, when it comes to detecting breast cancer. This is quite significant, being able to actually spot stage 0.
Oh, absolutely. The imaging modalities, which is our primary screening tool, right now mammography, complemented by ultrasound and potentially MRI. We detect very, very early, very small tumors, and at stage 0, again, generally cured with surgery.
And what has that advancement been like over the last several years?
So it's advanced a lot. Mammography has advanced from standard radiographs to digital radiographs to 3D digital radiographs. So that's enhanced our ability to detect early tumors. And the science continues to advance. They're looking at even more advanced imaging modalities and incorporating AI into the imaging process.
So this is technologies that are saving people's lives.
Absolutely. We're reducing the death rate of breast cancer a little bit more every year.
And with the use of AI, I mean, where do you hope this goes eventually?
So the hope is that we'll do better and better at finding lesions even before they're malignant and being able to